It's very important to have a smart CPA who works on your side to manage your tax and financial matters. You need someone to represent you to deal with Canada Revenue Agency, banks, financial institutions, or government. You need someone who can keep you updated on recent tax laws, government benefits, and various funding options available to you. At Balbir CPA Advice Center, we work for you to grow your business and build your wealth. We serve our clients all over Canada with our robust cloud tools. Download our iPhone and Android mobile app to get updated information about tax, benefits, and business opportunities. Visit www.cpaadvicecenter.ca or call 888-729-1860. You would love dealing with a modern accounting firm.
Hi, welcome to Sanskruthi, My Culture, My Identity. On this episode of Sanskruthi, we will be talking about Katha, kahe, so Kathak, kahe. So we have a special guest today along with us who's going to talk about in detail about the Kathak, and she'll tell us about her experience. So I would like to welcome Shyamla ji Tejo to the show. A little bit of introduction about Shyamla ji, who doesn't know who she is. Most of them in GTA know who is Shyamla ji, but still I would like to do a very formal introduction about Shyamla. Shyamla is a full-time dance teacher. Like most of them, she was also part of a corporate world working as an IT professional. However, her craving to achieve big in the field of dance made her to quit her full-time job and followed her call of heart. She started her Kathak training at the age of 5, but it lived short. Though she was participating in many dance concerts, she was also trained in Bharatanatyam for 4 years under the guidance of Adruta Khanna. Did I say her name correctly?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. She had to discontinue as her studied overpowered. That's the case of most of us. Later, she learned Kathak under Guru Hemant Pawar and Vaishali Pawar. She has performed many shows under their banner. Currently, she was working as a dance teacher in Vishnu Mandir before she started her own school, and now she has students all across the GTA. Welcome, Shyamla ji. Welcome to Sanskruthi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sushmita. That's a very, very warm introduction and very.
Before we step into it, I'll just interrupt you so that I can make a nice introduction of yourself. Let me just play a small video of your Kathak performance associated with one of the movie director. I'll just do that.
Thank you.
మగువా మగువా లోకానికి తెలుసా నీ విలువా మగువా మగువా నీ సహనానికి సరిహద్దులు కలవా అటు ఇటు అన్నింటా నువ్వే జగమంతా పరుగులు తీస్తావు ఇంట బయట అనుపని రవ్వంతా అననే అనవంట వెలుగులు పూస్తావు వెళ్ళే దారంతా మగువా మగువా లోకానికి తెలుసా నీ విలువా మగువా మగువా నీ సహనానికి సరిహద్దులు కలవా ఆడకపోతే ఏ మనుగడ కొనసాగదుగా ప్రతి వరుసలో ప్రేమగా అందుకున్న బంధమా అంతులేని వీషమా అంచనాల కందుమా ఆలయాలు కోరని ఆది శక్తి రూపు మూలం నువ్వేగా మగువా మగువా లోకానికి తెలుసా నీ విలువా మగువా మగువా నీ సహనానికి సరిహద్దులు కలవా
Yes.
So tell us about this video, Shyamla.
Yeah, so this just happened all of a sudden last year in June. There was an advertisement about making a cover video of this very famous, very popular Magwa song that has become, and it has some million views. And then once this offer came through, I said, okay, I am into this because I love the song, but we didn't know what the video is going to be like. But we all jumped
Okay.
in and we got so many of the ladies together. Most of us were meeting each other for the very first time, and then we shot the video. My video, as you saw, my part was shot outside the temple, Richmond Hill Temple, and some
Mhm.
shots were taken in Windsor and some were taken in Toronto indoors. And but we practiced a lot to make sure that my dance steps look nice on the camera. And also, it was Carnatic music that I was dancing to, right? Like you must have
Ye-
noticed, Bharatanatyam
Yes.
dance yourself. You
Yes.
must have noticed that it goes like sa ga ma pa ma ga, which is very Carnatic, right? Pure.
Yes.
So it
It's
was
very
like Kathak
Carnatic.
on
Yes.
Carnatic. I was doing that for the first time. So it was really, really nice. It was a very good experience.
How was your yeah? So, Shyamla, tell us about yourself.
Yes. So, like you just mentioned, I did start my Kathak training 5 years. It was very, very short-lived. Didn't couldn't pursue that much. And throughout my life, studies were going on, but this craving to learn Kathak in the proper manner was always there. I did try like 2, 3 times before. It didn't work out. But fortunately, when I came to Canada and I got the opportunity to, meet. Sri Hemant Panwarji and Vaishali Panwarji, my Kathak gurus. And I learned Kathak from them for I don't know how many years. I don't want to count. The learning is still on. It never ends. And so fortunate that I've learned the technique of Kathak, which is, and they taught me so well. So then we started doing shows and then, performing all over the GTA with unpopular songs. Some were very, very good compositions. Some were difficult compositions. We even did plays. We even went to Quebec, Sudbury, Thunder Bay, and we did plays. And it was a different experience altogether. And slowly, then I started doing my own stuff. People started approaching me for some projects, dance projects. Like they
Mhm.
would just come and approach me, like, why don't you do this show for us? So like 3, 4 months I would work on a project and then we would put up this big show. So things started moving from there. My students, they started coming to me. People started calling me in. I said, why not? And I just love to teach the little kids. They just learn so quickly, very, very surprisingly, they learn very quickly. And the pleasure that you get out of seeing them dance, the little kids, it's just
Yes.
beautiful. It's art, it's like poetry in motion, as they say.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's been a great, great journey and still going on. And we've done some exciting projects over the pandemic, I must
Oh,
say.
good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Oh. So initially you learned Bharatanatyam and later moved to Kathak. So
Yes.
any particular reason to select Kathak?
Yes, that's a good question. So, see, as soon as I got the opportunity to do Bharatanatyam learn, I was very excited because finally I was formally learning dance. And I did that with a lot of dedication, even won some great prizes and all that, I remember. But however, this Kathak was something that was kind of killing me from inside, because I wanted to know how spins are done, how people do such fast footwork. How do they do it? I was watching people on screen, on TV, but I didn't know how to do those things, right? So
Mm.
this was something that was kind of telling me from within that you have to learn, have to learn, have to know this style. So then, since I had done Bharatnatyam, I kind of knew the style. So I said, why not venture into Kathak and see, like, took it as a challenge, like something I really wanted to learn. And that's my only intention. So, but I'm so happy I've done both the styles. So because I know the differences and I know the similarities, and I know how
Yes.
difficult it is to transform from Bharatnatyam to Kathak.
To Kathak. Yes, it's likewise also. Like
Yes,
if you learn Kathak, moving back to like if you want to learn Bharatnatyam, it's quite challenging.
yes, it is,
I
because the
had a
posture.
student who initially learned Kathak, who was excellent Kathak dancer, and when they moved to Bharatnatyam, they were really struggling with the footwork.
Yes, yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah,
Posture.
I have seen that experience.
Yes.
Yes.
And I have also seen students
So
like me who have moved from Bharatnatyam to Kathak, and I can see, like, the postures, that to get into the posture of Kathak, and then immediately get into the posture of Bharatnatyam. So
yeah,
that what you call it, expertise, you gain only after years of experience.
yes, that's true. Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. So, did you had any influence from your family to pursue the art, the dance, or
Um,
any particularly influenced you to go ahead with your passion?
and no, I wouldn't say influence, but I think my mom really loved to dance. She actually
Okay.
would take it up very seriously, but it didn't really happen for her. So I think it came into the genes. So it was in the genes, like my mom's genes, and then transferred to me. So that burning was there, the fire was burning within me to learn. And my mom never said no. Like, they never said no, don't do it. They always encouraged me. They said, okay, you want to learn Bharatanatyam? Okay, well, we'll take you over there, like introduce you, and you carry on. Even now, when, after years of my marriage and all that, and kids are little grown up, and I was thinking, okay, why not office work, back to office work? But then, my dad is like, what's going to make you happy? Think about it. Think about it. So they never really pushed me, but I think they were always supporting me.
Hmm. It's interesting. So, how was the transition from Bharatnatyam to Kathak?
Okay, transition in the style, like, Bharatnatyam, you have to squat, and, our fingers are mostly open. This is the flower, right? This is
Yeah.
flower. And then you have this posture. You have a lot of mudras where you open your fingers. But in Kathak,
Yes.
basically, it's all closed. Generally, this is
Everything
our,
is in Kataka. Yeah.
yeah, this is the basic posture. And whatever steps you do, your fingers should be mostly closed, right?
Closed. Okay.
Yes, they should be closed compared to Bharatnatyam. It's very, very different, right?
Hmm.
Okay, and so I did find it difficult, because I was doing in a different Bharatnatyam style. I was doing Kathak when
Oh,
when
okay.
I started learning, right? So, like, my Guruji would say, "Why are you doing like this and this?" So, in Bharatnatyam you go like this, right? You go like
Yes.
this, but in Kathak you will go like this and ta the, ta the, ta the. So to get into that style, so keen observation was required, I must say. Very, very keen
Hmm.
observation. And a lot of watching of videos, watching of the gurus, watching how they are performing, what is their style, how do they stand. And little tips like the spins, like how do you do the spins? Like in ballet, mostly everyone goes on toes, like spins
On
are on.
toes. Yes.
But in Kathak, the weight of the body will be on the heel. It'll be on the
Hmm.
heel. It will not be on the toe.
Ah, okay. That's
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
Hmm.
So those are very, very basic things, very tips, but then you won't know until you go into detail of learning the dance.
Exactly. We
Yes.
all see is like they tapping their foot and just turning and turning and turning. And
Yes.
until and unless you have worked in that particular field, you
Yes.
will
You
Never
want
know.
exactly what you're saying. As an observer, I would also watch people doing it so fast, but I couldn't break the code. That, as they say,
Yes.
I couldn't break the code. So I then, fortunately through my guru, I understood the entire code, you can say, learned it, and then did it
Mm,
myself.
that's amazing. So tell us about your gurus.
Yes. So my Katha guru,
Yeah.
yeah, so Sri Hemanji and Vishali Panwarji, they are here in Toronto only, and
Ah, okay.
they are Kathak exponents, and
Mhm.
very fortunate that I got the opportunity to learn from them. So I just started doing group classes, just like everyone else was dancing, and slowly, I was picking up fast also, and I was more interested. They could see that I was very much interested in the dance form. I got a very good opportunity in the play once to do a very good role. And then
Okay.
my Guruji said, why don't you learn, like, do a private class, like one-on-one, like faster training, better training.
Okay.
So I started doing that. So that one-on-one classes, and then it was very intense training, lot of footwork and a lot of todas and tukdas, spins and everything. And yes, so that's the foundation of my Kathak.
Ah, okay. It's very interesting.
Thank you.
Uh, I'm sure the transition was worth the while.
Yes, yes, it is. It is. But then, the best part is it's not that I've forgotten my Bharatnatyam, nothing like it at all. So I still do it. I can still do it. I still remember all the steps. And I was telling my Bharatnatyam guru, she's in the US, and we were just
Okay.
talking via text. And I was telling her that I do remember everything. And that is the foundation, that's how my classical training started. So,
Uh,
yes.
so tell us how you prepare yourself, like your warm up, your riyas, and when you choreograph, and like how do you go through those poems and the text when you do a choreography? So just throw us some light on how it works in Kathak.
Yes, so the choreography, like in any song that you would pick. So the main, what do you say, the first step for any teacher is to know the song by heart. Like if you know the twists and the turns of the song completely, it's like embedded in your system. Then it's so easy to run the choreography, to compose the dance steps on that music bits. So listening and hearing the music is very important. That's the first step, to know the song itself. So once that goes into my system, and then the steps automatically come out, like I'm just dancing, I'm doing something or the other. And so some steps are formed in my head already, kind of, it's like a vision, like you're seeing like a dream. Okay, maybe I can do a spin on this, or maybe I could just turn around and sit over here, or I could just take my hand like this will look more prettier, something like this. So these things kind of start forming, but the actual choreography happens when the students are in front of me. So when
Ah,
they are
okay.
in front of me, and there's some energy, like that positive energy, there's something is building up between both of us, between the group of students and me. And it's just like enlightenment, you can say that, okay, let's do this, let's do that step, this step, because I'm choreographing on them. Certain steps will look very good on certain people. So you have
Mm,
to go with the people as well, like their postures, their body structure.
yes.
So that's very important as well. So when they are dancing and I suggest a move and I see, oh, this is looking pretty, let's keep this. Or vice
Mm,
versa, if I suggest a move which is not looking good, or maybe little difficult or too easy for them, then which I change
mm.
the step. So it goes like that.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Interesting. So how about your warm ups? Like how
So
does your riyas go every day or
yes. So Riyaz honestly is happening every day now. It's because I have so many classes right now. I'm almost have that 3 to 4 classes every day. So I'm
Mhm.
dancing for so many hours. So and the
Oh.
first thing that we do is tatkar in Kathak. So tatkar is the basic footwork of 16 beats. 16
Ah,
beats make one cycle in Kathak. It's called
oh,
also
okay.
called avartan. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a basic footwork, and that footwork is done in 4 levels.
It keeps doubling. Yeah.
Exactly. Level
Okay.
one is slow, then double. Level two, three, four, chogun, like egun,
Okay.
dogun, tigun, chogun. So
Oh,
you
you
read,
go up to of speed 4? That
yes,
fourth.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be like
Okay.
Dadi Deda, Ati Deda, Dadi Deda, Ati Deda, Dadi Deda, Ati Deda, Dadi Deda, Ati Deda. So,
That because in Bharatanatyam it's very rare you go with the fourth speed. We never, but the
yes,
maximum is the third speed. Yeah,
right.
that's interesting. That I learned something new about Kathak today.
Yes, yes.
So
So
let's
that
just
is
take
very,
a look. Sorry.
so sorry. So that is very important. The Tatkar practice is the foundation of Kathak. If you know your Tatkar very well, if you're able to transition from level 1 to level 2 very smoothly, and you are
Okay.
taking every beat, like you don't skip even one, so that day
Okay.
you will be an expert in all dances of Kathak. Yes.
Okay, so let me try to understand the same thing in the Bharatanatyam language. So when you say the tatkar, that is basically the footwork or the adavus we do in the Bharatanatyam.
Right.
So do you have like a huge varieties of tatkar like how Bharatanatyam has, or it is a standard footwork and you have more on the swirling part? So just throw some light so
Yeah.
that I can understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a standard footwork, there's a standard
Okay.
pattern, right? But the
Okay.
styles of Tatkar, I can today say break down in two styles. There are two styles of Tatkar,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So do you want a demonstration or yeah, okay, can I just,
Sure, sure. Please go
yeah?
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me
Yeah.
show it to you. Let me show you. All right. So I'll just pan the camera on my feet.
Okay.
Okay. So the basic one is this. Ta. Oh, is it my left or right? What do you see?
I see your right.
Is this right?
You're tapping your right first.
Okay, actually, this is my left.
Oh, sorry, your left. Sorry, I was thinking as a mirror image.
So
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is right. Okay, if I do this, it will be correct. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So let me start. So it goes ta, the, tat, a, the, tat, ta, the, tat, a, the, tat. So as you noticed, everything was flat. Like it was all flat, right? The
Yes.
other style is
Yeah.
heel and flat. So it's a mix of that, which goes like this:
Okay. Okay.
ta, then the, which is half heel. I do half
Ah.
heel.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
you go
Okay.
ta, half heel, then big heel, and then flat, half heel, big heel, flat, half heel, big heel, flat, half heel, big heel.
Oh, very
So in
interesting.
next one, we can go to level 4, right? Tati tita, hati tita, tati tita, tita, tati tita, tita, tati tita, tati tita, tita, tati tita, tita, tita. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow.
Okay.
Okay, so let's take
Yes.
how Shyamla ji's everyday footwork goes, like how she
Yes.
riyazes, how she does a riyaz. I got a chance to, go through her channel and found this footwork of her that she does it for everyday riyaz. So let me play that.
I think there's no volume.
Uh, Beautiful.
Nice. Thank you.
That's an amazing. So amazing footwork.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
Okay, so this is from my my textbook knowledge. So correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Uh, so my understanding is initially when Kathak started, so it was the story narrating, and later on they added a little bit mime to it with the hand gesture and gave a form of Kathak to narrate a story of like either Ramayan, Mahabharat, folklore, or on the particular region, king or the landlord. Like as they were more of a traveling kind of a people.
Yes.
So, and then uh, when the Mughal invaded, so it branched out, and few people would perform in the court, and few
Yeah.
people would perform the traditional one. So,
Yeah.
is there any what do you say difference between the form who does in the temple and who does in the court? Like, is there any visual differences that we get to see? Because my understanding was the people who started performing in the court where their emotions was reduced and it was more of a footwork and technicality, and the people who performed in the temple, since they were narrating the story, it had more emotions in it. So correct me if I'm wrong. So this is what I remember learning about Kathak.
Yeah.
And tell me if I'm wrong. If it is wrong, yeah, just know your understanding is wrong. So, and I also want to know how it is different from the Kathak in the court and the Kathak in the temple.
Yeah. So, like every other dance form, classical dance form started from the temples only, right? And
Yes.
like you have mentioned, yes, people started telling stories. So, telling stories is something that's been very common to mankind since the beginning. So, same with Kathak, people started telling stories, and when they are narrating stories, there will be characters in it. So, there will
Mm.
be male characters and female characters. So, sometimes, if females were not allowed to go and perform, the male would become a female character, like especially guys become like Sita, and they play the role of Sita also, and there'll be another male who will be doing Rama, and they're narrating the story, right? So the difference between the temple dance and court dance, as you know, there was an influence of Mughal era on Kathak a lot, because at
Yes.
so when courts were there, when there were kings, even in our South India, right? So entertainment became a very big thing. Everybody
Yes.
wanted some kind of entertainment. So definitely dance, storytelling, music, definitely lightens everybody's mood, and it does. It is it is entertainment, and it just makes you feel happy also, right? You know something, and it just puts you in a different world. So this was a very big thing. So in Kathak, when they started doing in courts, so when there's so many people sitting, so they wanted to hear more of the footwork. They wanted to hear the gungru sound, the spins, and the
Mm.
twirls. So even the dresses were stitched such that when they twirl, the entire lehenga kind of, the lehenga part should twirl. It should move like that, so that the feet can be seen,
Oh,
at the same time something is going around and round like that, right? So it would enhance the entire dance form itself. So
yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
I had come across even the attire had an influence of Persia. So that was my understanding
yes,
when it comes to Kathak form.
right.
Very
So
interesting.
yes, so there have been a lot of influence of you can say Mughal era on Kathak. So you could say the Mujra style, or even the dressing style. So there was a lot of Urdu poetry woven into Kathak dance. So
Ah,
most
okay.
you have the traditional dance which is going on, where you have Shiva Stuti, you have Durga Stuti, and you have
Hmm.
Lakshmi Vandana, Ganesh Vandana. It's all part of Kathak as well. And then you have this influence of Mughal era, where you have movies. We've seen movies like Umrao Jan and
Yeah,
Pakiza, the
yeah.
famous songs. So, and that those are real things. Those happen. Those things did happen.
Hmm.
Yes, and now as a modern Kathakars, you can say, as a modern dancers, contemporary Kathak dancers, we have taken everything in. So we have adapted
Um,
everything. We have taken the stutis, we have taken the, what do you call it, the Mughal eras, the nazakat of that era. We have woven everything together, and we are presenting beautiful pieces.
Okay, okay. It has gone through a lot of changes over the period. I can
Yes,
say that.
it has,
Yeah.
but it has become more universal now. Like, it's very flexible. Even as a kid, I had seen, and some of the ladies who have joined, and they had learned Kathak as a kid in India. And now when they see the style and the todas and tukras that we're doing, the various, what do you call it, variations that have come. So they're like, oh, it is like this now. Oh, is it like this now? Oh, I see. So it's very, very adaptable. And I think people are loving it now
Good,
more than
good.
ever.
It's very. So, can you tell us about the different gharanas and how
Yeah.
many
So,
types of gharanas are there? I know Lucknow and Jaipur is the two famous one I know. So,
yeah.
can you throw us light? Like, what is the difference between these gharanas? And usually, only the Kathak dancers can tell the difference. Like, someone, a person who doesn't know anything about the different gharanas, like for me, everything will be the same. But I can tell the difference between the different banis in Bharatanatyam.
Right.
So,
Yes.
though it is very minor differences, I can make out, but I'm sure there will be something similar with the Kathak also. So, tell us more about the gharana and the differences, the footwork difference or the hand movement difference. How it differences from each gharana. So, just tell us
Right.
more about that.
So, yeah. So basically, there are three gharanas, main gharanas. One is definitely the Jaipur gharana that I follow. And then we have Lucknow
Okay,
gharana and also Banaras gharana. So these are the three
Banaras gharana.
major gharanas. Yes. So
Okay,
and so Jaipur Gharana, the why it's called Jaipur Gharana is because Jaipur in Rajasthan, where you had these big huge kingdoms and those our warriors, our kings. So their steps are mostly most more like what do warriors do? They are running their swords like this. It's more fierce. They are in battles. So the steps of Jaipur Gharana are also little bit, I wouldn't say fierce, but they are more stronger. So when you do a
okay.
spin, so you end up doing 9 spins, 18 spins, 36, right?
Hmm.
So it's more famous for spins and very, very strong footwork. So
Ah,
Jaipur
okay.
Gharana is more famous for that, right? And Lucknow Gharana,
Okay.
on the other hand, has more influence of the Mughal era, more nazakat, more facial expression, lot of hand expressions, and Pandit Biju Maharaji, I have to mention his name here. He is from the Lucknow Gharana,
Ah,
right? And he's
okay.
a great example, the best example of Lucknow Gharana and Kathak itself. So the way he has shown the nuances, how a lady should, she should feel shy and how she behaves when she looks at her lover and how she shies
Yeah, the
away,
Shringara
how she
part of
plays
it.
the
Yes.
prank. So these are little things that he has shown through his choreography in the movies and also through his dances on the stage. So Lucknow Gharana has that influence. So a lot of songs, if you see Kathak, are based. They are slows. They are slow, like they're not very very fast. Some of them have little
Fast.
fierceness in them. So that will be Jaipur. Banaras is,
Oh.
I think, it's kind of a mix between both of them. So
Mm-hmm.
Banaras would be maybe similar to Jaipur, maybe less fiercer than stronger than Jaipur Gharana.
Oh,
Yeah, but
okay.
all of them
Okay.
are in a way similar. And nowadays, if you see, so many people are there, so many Kathak dancers have come. They are getting influenced by all the gharanas. So we are picking some from Lucknow, we're getting the Jaipur, and we are using that choreography onto a nice song. Yeah,
It always happens. You
it
you
happens.
do get influenced from one or the other form of the style.
Yes,
That
and
that
why
is true.
not? Like, why not? Like, that's the
Yeah,
best.
why not? That's true. Yes, exactly. Shall we just look at your one of your performance on Mohu Mohu Ki Dage so we can understand how exactly the influence of Jaipur Gharana is in your performance or like in the Kathak form? Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, sure.
मोह मोह के
It's not,
ये मोह मोह के धागे
not getting shared, I think.
उंगलियों से जा उलझे ये मोह मोह के मोह के धागे ये मोह मोह के धागे तेरी उंगलियों से जा उलझे ये मोह मोह के धागे तेरी उंगलियों से जा उलझे कोई टोह टोह ना लागे किस तरह गिरहा ये सुलझे है रोम रोम एक तारा है रोम रोम एक तारा जो बादलों में से गुजरे ये मोह मोह के धागे तेरी उंगलियों से जा उलझे कोई टोह टोह ना लागे किस तरह गिरहा ये सुलझे होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको है चुना तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको है चुना कैसे तूने अनकहा सब सुना तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको है चुना तू दिन सा है मैं रात आना दोनों मिल जाए शामों की तरह ये मोह मोह के धागे तेरी उंगलियों से जा उलझे कोई टोह टोह ना लागे किस तरह गिरहा ये सुलझे
Beautiful performance. Amazing. Just
Thanks.
loved it.
Thank you. I should mention all the other dancers as well who were there. So one is Chaitanya Gogi, then Amisha Gandhi and Pooja Chadha, the other three dancers. And the cover song was sung by Amisha.
Ah,
It's not the original version.
okay.
Yes.
So coming to that, so tell us about how music in Kathak.
Music in Kathak, right? So you mean
Yeah.
the Kathak bowls, like Kathe?
No, when I say music in Kathak, like see in Bharatanatyam, it's always the Carnatic music.
Yeah. So okay. So this is
So maximum we do bhajans, Meera bhajans. So that is the extension we go. So
Right.
what sort of music is like, do you just use the Hindustani classical
Hindustani
form, or
classical. Yeah.
as okay? So tell us
That's
more
the
about it.
basic. So that's the basis for our Kathak music is Hindustani classical,
Mhm.
and the instruments that accompany Kathak, I mean music, are tabla or pakhavaj
Mhm.
and sarangi.
Sarang.
and
Ah,
and tanpura, yeah, sarangi, of course, but tanpura is, it goes in the background. So
background. Okay.
yeah, and tal, like teen tal, it's mostly done on teen tal, right? So the music goes like, so tabla music, basically you're playing tabla, and then your the ragas or the tunes are created based on that, right?
Mm.
So I can give you an example of a very famous song most of you must be knowing, which is Kahe Ched from the
Ah.
movie Das. So
Hmm.
this song Kahe Ched, Kahe Ched, right? So here, uh, uh, the whole thing is about how Krishna is, is bothering Radha, the love, little bit of what do you call it? Love fights, the love fights between love tiffs, as you can call it, between Radha and Krishna. So
Hmm.
mostly the Kathak is based on their dance drama. So Radha Krishna stories are very, very popular in Kathak.
Yeah.
So right. So
Yeah.
so Kahe Ched is about that song as well, where you're saying, where the singer says that suddenly Krishna comes from behind and holds my hand from the back, and he's pulling my dupatta away, he's teasing me, and Radha is getting very much bothered by it, right? So right, and then Radha is like, oh, why are you troubling me, why are you doing this to me? But on the other hand, she does want Krishna to trouble her. She does want these things
Yes.
to happen, but
Yeah.
on the face she's like, oh, why are you bothering me, please go away from my life. But she actually doesn't want that. That's a pretense, and
Yeah.
in her heart something else is going on, right? So all this is very well portrayed in that song Kahe Chir, which is Hindustani, based on Hindustani classical music, and has todas in it. So,
Ah.
in the beginning of the song itself, it goes like, na 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 kirdit dha dhumikit da dhagi nadi gin da dit dit da dhagi kit 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 da dhagi kit dhagi kit da da kit da kirik dhan ta dhin ta tak kirik dhan ta dhin ta tak kirik dhan ta dhin ta kat dha, right?
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I just loved it. Very nice.
Thank you. So these are the toras which are inbuilt in that song. And similarly, I think Mohi Rangdolal, again, another song, which
Hmm.
has another tora in it. So this is the basis of Kathak music. Yeah.
Wow. Very nice. So is it a mandatory for a Kathak dancer to, like, do they have to sing? Is it a mandatory, or for them to just have a knowledge of music is good enough, or they have to sing?
There is no compulsion that they have to know classical music, but definitely the knowledge and the training in classical music will help them immensely in knowing Kathak, because then the Kathak music or the songs, the taranas, they're all based on classical music. So if you are a singer yourself, eventually you will become a composer as well. And
Yeah.
if you're a dancer, Kathak dancer, and you have the knowledge of music, you are creating your own music too. So Kathak is very, very flexible, that you create your own todas. It gives you the freedom to create your own todas based on a formula. So, there is a formula uh, which you can use to make your own todas, make your own combination of pattern of dance steps, and it becomes a dance piece in itself, a complete dance piece in itself. So there is a formula there.
Hmm. Yeah. Composing a jati or a thoda
Yes,
is, it's
yes.
not easy. So definitely you should have a knowledge of
How to how
music
to
for that.
build how to build the Torah.
Yes,
Yes,
it's not easy. Yes.
it's not easy. So I
Is there a set
yeah.
margam in Kathak, how there is in Bharatnatyam, where we start with Alaripu, then we go to Jatiswar, and then we'll do a Kirtane, and then Shabdam. So we have a fit part. I mean, a margam. So does even the Kathak has a margam like that?
So yes, it does have. So, but every Katha teacher has their own curriculum, as their own way of teaching, because there is a little bit of flexibility in doing things in Kathak.
Okay.
It's not very, very, I wouldn't say like strict or orthodox in that way, But
Uh-huh.
again, if you have to know ABCD, A to Z to build the language, without
Mm.
that, we cannot jump into a
Okay, no.
tarana.
Mm.
So, as I am talking about the word tarana, so
Mm.
maybe after 3 or 4 years of training in Kathak, you will learn a tarana piece, which is a
Oh.
pure technical, which is there is no lyrics in this. There's only technical piece in that.
Okay, I get it. Okay. Ah,
So that
okay.
will come at that time. But beginning, you will do your tatkars. Then you will do the smallest piece of toda, like tat 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 tigda dig dig thay, tat 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 tigda dig dig thay, tat tat tat
Mm.
tat tigda dig dig thay, tigda dig dig thay, tigda dig dig thay, tigda dig dig thay. So
Great.
this is a very tiny piece of Torah, very short piece. So we start with this Torah, this level, and then you go to complicated Torahs, longer Torahs,
Ah.
which have more twists and more turns. So that's how the complexity starts building up. And then when you reach a stage when you're able to pick up, the speed is good, your clarity is good in the hand movements, your eye, the focus is very important. Same like Bharatanatyam hand eye coordination. Here also you have to, the eyes go first before the hand goes. So eyes are the driver to the entire dance piece, right? So when you are, when you've accomplished all these things, then you're introduced to Tarana.
Ah.
Yes, so a lot of taranas are there already. People pick up like Ravi Shankar's tarana, and all gurus make their own music and they teach
Hmm.
tarana on that music, and
Okay.
that's how it builds. And then finally, you do a solo performance like Arangretram in Bharatnatyam.
Bharatanatyam, yeah.
Yeah, so you also do a solo performance, and I think after 6 or 8 years of training in Kathak, when you've completed the course, you do Visharad. They say, "Mujhe Visharad mila hai." So
Ah, yeah.
yeah, so that's Visharad, right? That's a certification of great things. Honestly, I don't have that certification, but then I've
Like it's always either you do your Arangetram or you have your, you go to a university and you have your graduate. Like it's either this or that.
right.
So, but in Bharatnatyam, Arangetram is like a mandatory thing. Even if you don't, write your exams, no one cares. But
Hmm.
Arangetram is a mandatory in Bharatnatyam.
Yes. And that's what I'm trying to do. That when my students are coming to me, that to have an exam end of the year, and every 2 years, 3 years, have that exam, have them performances, so that, once they should complete that 6 year or 8 years course. So that,
Yes.
it's so important because that's a very good skill to have. If you've done only a little bit, it won't help that much. If you can, like, do the entire course, do the entire training, that's important.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, according to you, what should be the basic quality for a very good Kathak dancer?
Should love dancing. That's it. Should love dancing, should have interest in music, should have an ear for music, understanding the beats. Yeah, you can listen to any song. It could be Western, it could be Indian folk song, it could be any song from the world. But if you are able to understand the beats of that song, every song has its own rhythm, tempo, beats, structure. If you're able to understand that just by listening, you will be getting there. You will be becoming a graceful dancer, a good dancer. And of course, another thing apart from talent, which is very important, is the dedication.
Dedication. Yes.
It's yes. So that dedication and that respect towards the art form is very important to have.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Um, I usually tell my kids that you know, dance is not an art. You have mathematics in it. So, do you do the same thing with your kids? How do you make them understand the counts and the beats, uh, the swirls? Like, tell us more about like how is your approach to make your kids understand the technicalities is not just an art, but it's a science behind it. It is a mathematics behind it. So,
Absolutely.
tell us about it.
It is. I always keep telling people that Kathak is so math based. It's so mathematical. Everything is digital, and in the sense patterns that we do, the toras which we are doing, the spins, everything is all measured already. It's all been analyzed mathematically. It is our duty as teachers to tell the kids, to make them understand the relationship between the math they're learning in school and say Bharatnatyam or Kathak, any classical dance form. So, like you said, how do I teach them how to spin? Like, how can I relate a spin to something in math? All right. So, I can tell you now that when there are various kind of spins in Kathak, right? So, you can do a single beat, like on one foot, you spin once on one foot. Yes. And then you do on, like, you do half half, like, so two beat spin, then three beats, three counts, tat the. So tat the, imagine you have to break your or divide your circle into three equal parts.
Mm.
If you're dividing a circle in three equal parts, you step like right, left, right, and you make a circle, you make a spin. It's same as dividing circle in three equal parts. Suppose you do tig dha dig dig the, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Divide the circle in five equal parts, and each fifth of the circle, which be one step. So right, left, right, left, right,
Ah.
right. So and all patterns, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? There is a pattern. There is another pattern like takita dhikita. Takita dhikita taka.
Mm.
Right? So that's another pattern. So takita dhikita taka, takita dhikita taka, takita dhikita taka, ta. So again, everything is time based. If you see rhythm, time, right? Everything is based on a certain duration. All these are nothing but math.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Yes, so I hope the kids nowadays, our this generation kids understand this, or maybe the school should also implement, should take up our Indian classical dance form, and you know keep make the students understand the relationship between the dance form and math, and make it
Yes.
more interesting for them. Not they should not be afraid of math, but they should be excited to learn math.
Yes. That is true. That is true. You can see math all
Every
around you.
Yes, exactly.
So, like, actually, that's what I tell. Like, it is math. Okay, it's not an art. So you have to dedicate how you dedicate when you learn a math or a science, whatever you study. Like, you
Yes,
should put the same dedication when you learn dance. Otherwise, you cannot dance, because for most of them, dance is something, is what they see on TV, right? Like, they
yes,
see a movie dance and they say, like, okay, yeah, I can dance. So they think if they learn a classical dance, they can dance this. Yes, but if you do a Bollywood dance, you just need 2 classes, 3 classes, you learn an item. But that's not the case when it comes to a classical art form.
no, that is
So
not.
tell our audience, like most of our audience kids are, they're learning Kathak. So tell them like how the dedication is put, like how many years of dedication is put, where for them to be an excellent performer.
Yes, that's a very good question, because because of the influence of the cinemas that we are seeing, the movie world that we are in. Children just see. Oh, sure. Yes.
It's just an emergency. I'll be back. I'm so sorry about.
No. Should I just keep talking?
Join you in a bit. Just give me a second. I'm so sorry about this.
No problem.
Hi, Shyamla. Yes, please continue talking. I've been a part of the conversation behind the scenes.
Oh, great, Soumya. Great, Soumya. Yes, so like Sushmita was mentioning that we do have influence of movies and whatever we watch, and we get influenced because they have popular music. It's easy to understand. It's very catchy, and when we see them dance on the screen, we're like, okay, let's do this, and then we will also become famous.
Yeah.
We will do a performance, and we'll become famous. So
Okay.
that thing is something driving them for kind of instant learning, and instant, what do you call it? Instant gifts. So they want instant, I won't say fame, but they want instant return.
Instant results. So I want to answer this question with you, Shyamla.
Yeah.
Like when Sushmita asked this question, and I heard both of you talking about Visharad, so I am Visharad.
Wow. See?
Okay. And from Lucknow Gharana, from Lucknow Kathak Kendra. So on that note, I'm still learning. My sisters learned dance for 9 years. three
Wow.
more years than me, but she still considers herself a student. So with classical dance forms, I don't think you can become an expert even after 9 years of practice or 6 years of practice. I mean,
Yes.
I've learned dance for 6 years, but I've practiced it since a lot of time, and I'm still learning with you, right? Still
Yes.
practicing with you.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
but but I don't think the journey ever ends. You never become an expert dancer till the last day, I think, and you still improve, self-improve, and self-create and become a better version. So classical dance forms are very different. They're not just throwing hands everywhere in all directions. Like Sushmita said, it's all about math. Every single part of your body is measured and angled in a specific direction to make it look like a sculpture,
Right.
right? So,
Yeah.
and the sculpture doesn't become a sculpture without practice.
Yes. I just wanted to mention. Normally, we take our hands to the side, right, and then we take it to the top. These are the two areas we like to dance. But in Kathak, this there is a dimension here. This the corner, the diagonal on the side. So arms are going there too. So this is a space that is not kind of used in many dance form, but this is something in Kathak. It's there. So you can see that every area in front, side, corner, every part of the circle is used, or everything around you is used. Are you okay?
Yes, yeah. That was quite interesting. Yes.
Yes, Samya, you wanna add something to it?
I was just filling in for Sushmita. She's back somehow.
Yes.
I'm in the audio mode today, guys. Just to let you know, I will be doing a live radio show in another like after half an hour. So
Ooh.
if
Oh,
you want to listen to some cool RJing and retro songs, please do tune in. Till then, peace out, guys. Continue with your fun conversation.
Ah.
yes, Sushmita.
Yes. So tell us about your dance school, Shamla.
Yes, so I've named it Shyamla Dance Academy. Very easy for me. I said, okay, this is the best because once we had gone for a performance and I had not registered my school or anything. I just had a group of 5 girls and we were called, I think it was a Lions Club performance. We went there and we danced and they were very kind enough to give us certificates and some gifts and all. On the certificate, they had themselves framed it Shyamla Dance Academy.
Oh, okay.
I was like thrilled to see that, and then everybody said, just keep this, like,
Go through it. Yes.
keep this one. So I said, okay, it's easy also for people to relate. They will know, oh, this dance school is Shamla's. Okay, it's easy to relate. I was
Yes.
thinking, if I name something else, then hard to tell people, oh, this is mine only. This is me only.
Yes. It
So
was fun talking about the Kathak. I'm sure our audience have learned more about it. I'm sure they'll make their kids learn the classical art form.
thank
And
you. Yes,
yeah, it was a very fun conversation. Like I learned a lot about Kathak actually, to be frank. Like for
awesome.
me, it
That's
was
so
for
nice.
us. It's mostly about you have to study because I did my bachelor's in Bharatanatyam, so you have to learn all other art forms. So the all other art forms is what I have is purely a textbook knowledge. So I
Mhm.
know, okay, this is what happens, this is what happens, this is what happens. But other than that, what performances we see on TV and now on Facebook, and most of the thing what I see the trend is it's morely um, people are usually doing the Bollywood dance,
Yeah,
putting a classical step. I really, my heart breaks when you have a beautiful composition of nice poets. You have Mira's bhajan and like a very excellent composition by great poets, but people just forget and they think, let me do for a fast beat thing where it attracts audience, and they forget the older composition. It's very few who stick to the traditional art form and they carry that tradition.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
I just hope people realize that the classical art form within it, without adding a Bollywood masala to it, is beautiful. But yes, it does take a lot of dedication. I hope.
Sometime, and also I would like to say that please don't associate classical with boredom.
Yes, exactly. That's what happens, right?
Yeah, that is the the common feeling, the common understanding. Oh, classical, I don't want to go there. Please, let's do something more fun.
Yeah.
So, but I would say that I think once you know the classical, once you get into it, there is nothing more. What do you call it? Good for your system, healing for your system than a classical music. You will notice that when you're listening to certain songs, because they're based on certain ragas, they kind of heal you. You feel
Yes.
so. it's
Yes.
it's very important for our generation, like the young generation, to know all this importance, and
Yeah,
they are very
actually,
smart.
ragas do play a lot of influence on our mood. Back then, they would say, if you sing a particular raga, like, it would rain.
Yes. Yeah.
That's true. Actually, people think they're just making up. There are certain ragas which is, gives you the happiness. Like Amrita Varshini it's all about being happiness,
Yeah.
and Athana is of like Veera and anger. So
Right.
the song do has influence on us, but it's just that
Yes.
people just don't know
More
that.
awareness, more awareness, and I
More
think we should
awareness is
do some
required. Yeah.
collaboration with Bharatnatyam and Kathak, showing the contrast nature and also some nice jugalbandis.
Yes, yes. Actually, in the previous episode, I did play one of the Jugalbandi between it's a Bharatnatyam piece. It's a Tilana where a Kathak dancer and a Bharatnatyam dancer do
Are
play
doing it. Oh, nice.
on that. Yeah.
We did in one of the shows. I did that with one of the Bharatnatyam dancers. So
Hmm.
we picked up, I think, Vajanti Mala's song, one of her songs. We had done. I did Kathak, and she was doing Bharatnatyam on it.
Wow,
So
wow,
I
wow.
think, yeah, later on I'll share it with you.
Oh, sure. I would love to watch it.
Yes.
So, with this note, and friends, I'm going to end today's episode. We'll see you guys on next Saturday with another person with an interview on Bharatnatyam, which we missed with the previous episode because I got busy and I couldn't do that episode. And that is going to be done next week. So, stay tuned in. And do watch our next show that has been hosted by Soumya. Don't log out. Please keep waiting. She's going to play some retro songs today. So, bye. Good night. I'm signing off. You guys do be connected. The Soumya show is going to start. Bye. Good night. Bye, Shamla.
All right. Thank you. Thank you
Bye.
so
It was
much.
nice having a good conversation with you today.
Same here. I loved it too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.